Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Kovalev versus Shabranskyy media conference call. Your host for today, Kathy Duval, will begin.
Welcome, everyone, to the Kovalev-Shabranskyy International Media Conference Call. At this time, participants are in a listen-only mode. After opening remarks, each team will conduct a question-and-answer session, and during the question-and-answer session, if you have a question, please press star and then 1 on your phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. Thank you to all the media who have dialed into this call today to discuss the upcoming fight for the vacant WBO light heavyweight title. This tasty Thanksgiving weekend boxing event, sure to thrill fans, will air on HBO World Championship Boxing live from the theater at Madison Square Garden on Saturday, November 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. We will conduct the call in 2 segments. First, the former United light heavyweight world champion Sergey Kovalev and I will talk with you and take your questions. Next, challenger Vyacheslav Shabranskyy and Golden Boy Promotions President Eric Gomez will discuss the fight and answer your questions. The fight is presented by Main Events and Crusher Promotions in association with Golden Boy Promotions. Tickets range from $50 to $350 and are available online at Ticketmaster.com, at the Madison Square Garden box office or Main Events office by calling 973-200-7050 or emailing boxing@mainevents.com. I guess I just want to thank everybody for getting on the line. We're all really anxious to hear how Sergey's training's been going and what he's been up to. So I'm going to ask Sergey to please let us know how you've been.
Серега, как ты поживаешь? Как проходит твой тренировочный лагерь?
Yes, I'm very good. My training camp is going very good, like always. And I'm happy to work right now with my new coach, Tursun Pulatov. He's doing a great job, and we understand each other because we're speaking on the same language. We understand each other, and I feel comfortable.
Okay. I guess now we will take people's questions. You can ask questions of Sergey or if you want of me. Hello?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our first question is going to come from Dan Raphael. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Hi, Kathy. Hello, Sergey. Sergey, my question for you, can you just describe what it was like for you to put the losses to Andre Ward behind you? I mean, this is like a new beginning for your career. Can you talk about that?
Сережа, что для тебя было поставить уже позади за собой проигрыш Андре Уорду и начать свою карьеру по-новому? Мог бы про это чуть-чуть рассказать?
Sorry. Like all life, like a lesson for me, and three last my fight, it was like some belt that I should to get more discipline, in my sport life of my boxing, and right now I clean up everything. All bad things, all mess from my mind, and right now I concentrated and I focused for the future of my boxing career. And I'm ready to be again world champion and collect my belt if somebody will be ready to unify the title.
Sergey, when this fight was made with Shabranskyy, not knowing if it was going to be for the title, Andre Ward hadn't retired, I don't believe, when this fight was put together. And so, you were going to go in and fight him in just to get back in action, non-title fight, and for your sake, score a win and get back on track. So can you tell me what it was like for you as far as how excited you were that when you found out that it was not when it was going to be for one of the titles that Andre vacated when he retired, that you'd have a chance to, regain one of your belts in your first fight coming off of a defeat?
Сереж, после того, как ты узнал, что этот бой будет за титул, потому что вначале ты думал, что это будет просто рейтинговый бой с Шабранским и просто а тут ты узнал, что за титул, что для тебя это как это тебя смотивировало, что для тебя это означало, что у тебя будет сейчас бой с Шабранским за титул, и как ты себя чувствовал по этому поводу, когда ты узнал, что это будет за WBO?
Anyway, my next fight without the belt is gonna be exciting for me, because I should to, and I must return very excited and very beautiful, should be. My back should be very interesting, very excited, and I should to fight anybody, and I was ready to fight Silvan Barrera, but he didn't approve the fight, and we got the Vyacheslav Shabranskyy, and after this, Underworld put the titles on vacated, and it's additional motivation, it's the most important. How my future boxing career is gonna be. I'm very happy that this fight will be for the title, and WBO. This is the first title what I had already, and right now really a new chapter in my boxing career, and I recharged. I'm much stronger than last 3 fights, and everything you can see, and you will see November 25 in New York.
Thank you very much for that, Sergey. I have one question for you, Kathy. Just wanted to get, you promote a lot of fighters over the years. I just wanted your sort of philosophy, if you will, about what to do when you have a top-notch fighter like a Sergey Kovalev, and they have the situation where they lost a fight, lost maybe a second fight, and just your philosophy of how to go about bringing them back to prominence once again. What's your thought process when you meet with the fighter or his manager to sort of put him back in a position to get him back, on top?
Well, look, the first fight, I'll argue for the rest of my life he didn't lose. The second one,
I agree with that.
The second one, he was fighting a referee and a fighter, but he lost to the number 1 fighter in the world. That's not coming back. You don't fall too far when you're that close with a guy who's that good. Ward has a style that you just very, very hard to beat, especially when he's getting help. So my feeling about this is that Sergey is must-see TV. Sergey is still one of the most compelling, exciting fighters in the world. Having lost a debatable decision or a debatable stoppage shouldn't really derail somebody's career all that much. And as things turned out, Sergey is in a position right now to not only be right back on top, but to be right back on top of one of the most exciting and perhaps the deepest division in boxing. So we're looking at in my mind, you hit the reset button, and that's what we did here. Sergey started out from absolutely nothing, and in a few short years made it all the way to the top of the sport. And clearly, I don't know why anybody thinks he can't do it again. He doesn't have that far to climb this time, and it's very nice the way the thing is starting to lay itself out. You have exciting young fighters winning world titles in the division now. He's going back to start, literally back to where we began with the WBO, win that belt first, and I've already been hearing that some of the other champions want to fight him. So we've got some terrific fights to look forward to, and I think it's just, as you said, let's put it behind us and move on. These are going to be exciting fights. This is going to be an exciting division, and while I commend Sergey for reaching for that brass ring, fighting someone he really didn't have to fight to try to grab that mantle of greatness, I think he got it in a sense because he did it. And in this in this day and age, there are very few fighters who are going to go win a world title, put their fighter on the line against absolutely everyone, one after another, come right back and start doing it again. So to me, this is a little interruption, and we're just moving forward now.
Do you think all this leads, Kathy, to Sergey fighting the eventual winner of Bivol and Barrera?
Of course. If he wants to win his belts back, he's going to have to do that. If the Bivol-Barrera fight gets done, I mean, we've had talks. It is certainly makeable, but is by no means a foregone conclusion at this point.
Okay, I just was thinking because it was a mandatory fight, but I understand your point.
Well,
anyway, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for your time.
Sure.
Thank you, Dan.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have a question at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. I'm waiting for callers to join the queue.
Hello?
Luis Cortez from UCN Live, please go ahead. Mr. Cortez? Your line is live. You can speak.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I think I still had it on mute. So my question is for Sergey, just from a tactical standpoint. There were some things that were mentioned during the Ward fight, and I know you're saying that you want to move on, and you guys have hit the reset button, and I agree, you don't fall far off of the map or the ladder when you take a loss to another world champion. But just from a tactical standpoint, what are some of the things that you took away from the 2 fights with Ward that you may or may not have seen as things that you could work on moving forward now that you've hit the reset button?
Сережа, со стороны с тактической стороны, какие ты вещи для себя поменял после вот этих 2 боев с Вордом, чтобы вот как бы перезагрузиться и пойти дальше, пойти вперед на другие бои? То есть что ты как бы вот для себя, ну вот именно в тактическом виде поменял или что для себя понял?
It's the most important thing in my boxing career that I should stay all my time here in America till I finished my boxing career. You know, when I'm doing boxing, I should do boxing, not another business or a lot of flights. Just come back to Russia. You know, I can spend the time for free, and because when I'm in Russia, I don't have a time like for workout and doing the boxing. You know, just a lot of meetings, a lot of businesses, a lot of like wrong things. I mean, not sport at all. But right now, I stay here in America and start a new chapter in my boxing career.
Okay, so you think it was more or less not so much you having distractions from outside of the ring, being in Russia. I can understand that, family and other businesses. So here in America, you're able to just 110% on boxing. But then once you are 110% zoned in here in America with your training, what are some of the things that you're doing inside of the gym? Or are you just getting back to the basics and working hard and going back to the things that got you all the way, to where you currently are? Or is there anything different inside of the training?
I think basically what Sergey was trying to say is by being in the U.S., he's a way more disciplined fighter. All the traveling that he did, getting out, changing the time zones, doing some non-boxing business. It's what it was hard for him to get back into the tip-top condition before his fight, when he does so much traveling and when he does other businesses, when he's not 100% focused. By staying in the U.S. and by just being disciplined all the time, that's what's going to help him to help that reset button and to get, to his next title fight. Сережа, я так за тебя чуть-чуть ответил, ты извини, но я думаю, что я все правильно сказал.
Yes, I'm agree.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Salvador Rodriguez from ESPN. Please go ahead. Oh, one moment. I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, this is for Kati first. Kati, do you see many big challenges for Sergey Kovalev in 175?
Oh yes, my lord, they're just lining up. You saw Dmitry Bivol the other night. Certainly announced his arrival very emphatically. You've got Artur Beterbiev. There's that grudge match that hasn't happened yet. That certainly is still on the horizon between Sergey and Beterbiev, particularly if Beterbiev is successful in his title fight that's coming up shortly. You've got Sullivan Barrera, who's going to be on this card. You've got Felix Valera, who's going to be fighting him, and we think maybe the sleeper fight of the night. Yeah. Of course, Vostok, who is also managed by Agus Klimas, who's another one. You've got Eleider Alvarez, who I'm hearing isn't getting a title fight, so who knows? Maybe he'll arrive. And you never know that WBC title holder ever grows a pair. We may see him someday. So there are so many good fights in this division, and if you think about it, Dmitry Bivol in his 20s is the only one, actually, in his 20s. The rest of these guys are in their 30s. There's going to be a whole crop of new fighters coming up right behind them. So I really think, I do mean it when I say I think this is the deepest division in boxing. I think it is.
And for Sergey, with all this challenge of all the names, Alvarez, Stevenson, as you say, Dmitry Bivol, all the guys, do you feel that you are the main guy, you are the strongest guy in 175, please?
Сереж, ты чувствуешь, что ты самый сильный боксер в этом весовой категории 175, вот, называя все эти имена, как Бивол, там, Бетербиев, Альварес, Стивенсон?
Let's take your time. Let's see what will happen, like, in the next year, Just right now I have a focus on my next fight, and I'm going to say that I'm the best, but I want to be the best, and I already proved a lot of things to myself and to a lot of people, like a boxing fan, that I can be the best, but three last fights it was something like wrong with me. Next fight and next year will show everything who I am. So take your time. I'm working on it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it'll be so much fun finding out.
Our next question, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is going to come from Daniel Rausch from Men Fitness Magazine. Please go ahead.
Sergey, I was just wondering if your upcoming opponent, if you think that the style is going to offer you any problems, his movement and his boxing.
I'm sorry, you broke up for a second. His upcoming opponent was what? And then you broke up, so I couldn't hear you. Can you please repeat your question?
If his defensive boxing and movement is going to offer Sergey any problem.
Окей, gotcha. Сережа, такой защитный стиль Шабранского, ты думаешь, какой-то тебе принесет проблемы или какие-то там неурядицы в бою?
If I will be in the best shape, I don't go, and right now everything is going very good with my training camp. I'm feeling very good, and everything. I hope that everything will be much better than the last fight, you know. And if I will be in the best shape, no any problem against Shabranskyy or anybody.
Now, a quick question for Kathy Diva. Kathy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Our Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump, we were trying to get him to come to Bellator. He's expressed some interest in fight sports. Will he have to buy a ticket, or will there be a VIP pass if he wishes to attend?
I'll probably make him buy a ticket because the last time I made a deal with him, he didn't pay us the whole amount of money he owed us. So he's going to have to buy a lot of tickets before he makes up that $2.6 million.
You said this is a deep division. Do you think Sergey's opponent can offer him any problems or present any challenges?
Of course. Listen, you know, every time a fighter like Sergey, you know, has to take the next step in his journey, learn to deal with a loss, move on from it. Yeah, the next opponent is always going to present a problem. And Shabranskyy is a great big puncher, and this is boxing. Anything can happen. So I know Sergey is taking this very seriously and putting 100% into it, because you've got to do that every time when you're in there with a world-class fighter, which is what he's going to be in with on November 25th.
Absolutely. Have a great championship. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue at this present time. We don't have any questions in queue at this present time.
And I guess are Eric and Slava on the phone?
One moment.
Okay.
And they're on the phone now.
Okay. Eric?
Hi, I'm here. Hi.
Okay, then I am going to be turning this over to Eric Gomez, who is with Vyacheslav Shabranskyy. Slava. I think also, I mentioned our undercard fight with Sullivan Barrera and Felix Valera. I think Eric can talk a little bit about the other undercard fight, which is terrific, and then he will talk about Slava's position on this terrific event that's coming up. It's always a pleasure to deal with our friends at Golden Boy. It really does make this job a lot more fun when you actually genuinely like the people you're working with. So, welcome, Eric. Good to have you, and I'm turning it over to you.
Thank you, Kathy, and the feeling's mutual over here at Golden Boy. So thank you. Good morning. Good morning to everybody still in the West Coast. Happy to be on this call, and obviously very happy for this fight for Vyacheslav Shabranskyy. We call him Slava for short. This is going to be a great card on November 25th. As Kathy mentioned, we have one of our fighters in the co-feature, and that's Yuriorki Gamboa, that's going to be making a comeback fight on HBO, and he's got a tough fight against Jason Sosa, so we're looking forward to that. But we're very happy for Slava. He's finally getting an opportunity to fight for the world title, and obviously he's fighting the best light heavyweight out there in Sergey Kovalev. He's demonstrated to all of us at Golden Boy that he's prepared for this fight. This is going to be a tough challenge, but he's up for it. Let me give you a little background on Slava. He made his professional debut back in 2012. He had 17 straight victories, 14 KOs. His only blemish on his record is it was a hard-fought fight against Sullivan Barrera, but he's bounced back since, and he's had a couple of great wins. He's the current WBC, US, NBC light heavyweight champion, and obviously this is his chance at stardom. If he can beat a guy like Sergey Kovalev, he's going to be considered probably one of the top light heavyweights in the world. So I want to introduce him to you. We call him Slava. We also call him Chingonski. I want to introduce to you Shabranskyy. Slava, can you say a few words, please?
Good morning, everybody. I'm here.
Can you tell us a little bit how training's going for this fight? How do you feel about this fight?
Training camp is good. I'm so happy for opportunity. Thank you very much. Everything's great.
Thank you. So we look forward to seeing you, obviously, in this great match on November 25th. So we can open it up to questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue. Yes, our first question is going to come from Daniel Roush from Men's Fitness Magazine. Please go ahead.
Slava, hi. This is obviously such a big opportunity for you. Do you think that Sergey's style of always coming forward and your style of classic boxing, does his style play perfectly into yours?
Slava?
Yeah, I'm here.
Как его стиль, твой стиль коррелируется между вами? Ковалев.
So, hi everybody. I think we have a different style. It will be a more interesting fight because my style is background is Ukrainian amateur plus Mexican here. So I know what have Kovalev like I know he's Russian backyard really strong and now he's here. So I think it will be interesting fight for everybody.
Are you afraid of his power at all?
No, I don't scare nobody.
Thank you. Have a great fight.
Hey, bro, I have a wife and 2 kids. I'm scared nobody.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great fight.
Our next question is going to come from Luis Cortez from UNC Live. Please go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I asked Sergey if he did anything differently in this training camp since the Andre Ward losses as far as from a tactical standpoint. It seemed like he was having some trouble with the inside fighting. I know you said you have your amateur background, and you also mentioned you like to fight Mexican style. So is that something that we could look forward to as far as from what your game plan? I know you don't want to give away too much of that, but could we look forward to the two of you banging on the inside? Because it seemed as though, there still might be some questions out there for Sergey as far as taking it to the body and then also the inside fighting.
You never know how fight is coming, but I believe it will be like good fight, and I bring everything what I know from Ukraine here, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to give away too much. You're right.
Right. I got you. And then I have another question for Eric Gomez. The other fight that you had mentioned, the Gamboa Sosa fight, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know Gamboa was announced yesterday as the replacement, and for the fighter that had defeated him. His name is slipping my mind real quick, but so can you just talk a little bit about that fight?
Yes, definitely. Robinson Castellanos. So Robinson was the original opponent that was going to fight Jason Sosa, and he injured himself. He injured his back. So his this actually happened last week. He injured his back. The doctor gave him a few days off. He came back to training, and he still had a lot of discomfort. And it looks now like he might have some surgery on his knee that was causing the pain. So it trickled up from the knee to his back. So he's going to be out for a while, Robinson Castellanos. And Gamboa came back after losing to Castellanos. He came back and he had a win and he was available. Gamboa is a former 3-time world champion. He's still very tough, and he was able to come right in and replace Castellanos for the fight. So I think it's going to be a very good fight.
I agree. Awesome. So thank you very much for your time. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue. And our next question is going to come from Salvador Rodriguez from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Eric. Hello, Vyacheslav. This question is for Vyacheslav. Do you feel that you are coming in better moment than Sergey Kovalev after 2 victories?
No, I don't know how to tell you. Everything will be in the ring, so we will see us position in the ring. Now what we're talking is not really have sense.
What he means is, sorry, I'm going to step in. What he means is that both guys are coming into this ring bringing everything that they have on the line, and just because he had 2 consecutive wins after unfortunate loss doesn't mean anything. So both guys are probably in the same position as of now.
Right. Thank you.
Great. And Eric, do you see this category, this division, like 175, like one of the most interesting in boxing right now? And how do you see the thing, like Katy said, about the Sullivan Barrera, Stevenson, Bivol, Kovalev, these guys? So how do you see the 175 category?
No, it is. It's one of the best divisions in boxing. Obviously, when you have one of the top pound-for-pound fighters, Andre Ward, fighting in that division. He just recently retired, but I mean, for a long time, it's one of the best divisions. I think that when you have a star like Sergey Kovalev, that was, pretty much put the division on the map a few years back, some of the top fighters were fighting there. Bernard Hopkins obviously made a living the last part of his career fighting at light heavyweight, and ever since then, it's been very exciting. There's many good fighters in that division, and you got to give it to Kovalev. He's probably the top guy there now. With the retirement, so it's a very hot division, and there's many good matches that can take place in this division, and November 25th is one of the matches.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue. Our next question is going to come from Keith Idec from BoxingScene.com. Please go ahead.
Yes, my question is for Vyacheslav. I was just wondering what he thought of the Kovalev-Ward fight, the second fight in particular, and does he see vulnerabilities in Kovalev that maybe he hadn't seen before?
Я не знаю. Я думаю, что Ковалев сделал урок, домашнюю работу, просто что Вор сделал ее намного лучше, и мы все видели, что он мог сделать в бою, он сделал как-то.
He's saying that Ward did his homework for A+, and that he's prepared to see Kovalev in a different light for this fight because he is 100% sure that he learned a great lesson from what happened to him.
What lessons does he think that he learned from that fight?
He said that he made necessary. He's most likely sure that he made necessary adjustments, and he probably criticized himself by watching his own fight. And then he's gonna do his homework for this one. He's sure he's prepared for anything.
Okay. Does he feel that Kovalev is maybe more vulnerable now than he was before? Now that he's been stopped in a fight and has lost, a lot of people thought he won the first fight, but now that he's lost 2 fights in a row?
Я думаю, что он более опасный, потому что каждый хочет вернуться.
He's saying that he's actually much more dangerous after a loss because he has everything to look forward to in this fight.
Right.
Okay. How does he view this opportunity for himself, being that, he was stopped by Barrera in the big fight last December? How does he view this fight for himself in terms of making himself a world champion and thrusting himself into, huge fights in the light heavyweight division?
Да, я взял этот бой, я не знаю, что будет чемпион мира, но это для меня самое огромное. Каждый бой для меня это чемпионский бой.
He's saying that up to the point, every single fight he treated like a championship fight. When he signed up for this fight, he had no idea the belt will be on the line. And now that the belt is on the line, he's blessed that he has this opportunity.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Keith has a follow-up question from theboxingscene.com. Please go ahead.
Yes, Eric, I was just wondering if you could comment on the fight and what you think of, maybe Kovalev at this stage as opposed to before he fought Andre Ward twice, and what Shabransky's chances are of winning this fight.
I think that, I can make the argument that Kovalev won the first fight with Andre Ward. I mean, that was a very, very close fight. I felt he won that fight. And then, he made some technical errors in the second fight. I think, he's still the top guy. He's still the top guy, especially now that Andre Ward retired. It's going to be a very tough fight. But, the key is if Shabransky's been waiting for this fight his whole life. This is the opportunity. This is what he's wanted ever since he signed with Golden Boy. He wanted the opportunity to fight, one of the top guys, to fight for the title. So, is he going to rise to the occasion? That's the question. That's the question. I mean, he's doing everything right in camp. He's looking great. Talking to his trainer, he's doing everything that he's supposed to. He's motivated. We're going to have to wait and see November 25th.
Eric, what do you think that he learned from the Barrera fight? Obviously he had knocked Barrera down in the fight and got knocked out himself. What do you think he learned from that, and how has that made him a different fighter?
To work a little bit more on his defense. And, you can't just, walk into a fighter. You got to come, behind a jab and work on his head movement a little bit more. So, I mean, those are some of the things that he's been working on in the gym. And I think that those are going to be beneficial. When you're fighting a guy like Kovalev, he probably has one of the best jabs in boxing. He's so long and he uses it so well. Slava has his work cut out for him. He's going to have to get past that jab so he can be able to get on the inside and do some work.
And Eric, you mentioned the Gamboa fight earlier on the call. Can you just comment on the opportunity that Yuriorkis is getting here, coming off the tough loss and everything, what this chance means for him in his career and maybe being able to salvage his career here?
This is probably like his last chance. This is do or die for him, I think. And that's the way he's taking it. This is do or die. He's still very exciting. He's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. He can bang, he can punch, he can box, he can move. He might not have the same hand speed he did when he was a little younger, when he first came on the scene. But he's going to fight, tooth and nail in this fight. This is going to be, it's going to be a great fight because his back's against the wall. And in order to get more paydays or be considered in title fights, he's going to have to win this fight. And Jason Sosa, in many ways, he's in the same position as well. So that it makes for great fights when you have two guys that are fighting for their future, and they want to stay at this elite level. So I'm looking forward to a great fight.
Thanks, Eric.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue at this present time. Our next question is going to come from Daniel Rausch from Men's Fitness Magazine. Please go ahead.
How about you have a description of your style, part of the hands that you've done, part of the Mexican style of...
Oh, can hardly hear him.
Yeah, it sounds like he has marbles.
It's because he disappeared. His line disconnected, I believe. So, sorry. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And Daniel will be back in just a second. We lost him again. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And there are no callers in queue at this present time.
Okay, are we done with the questions there?
Yeah, I don't see any questions in queue at this present time.
Okay, great. Okay, I missed that. Okay, well, thank you. I just want to thank everybody that was on the call. Thank you very much. Kathy, looking forward to this great event, November 25th. Slava, can you just say a few words to your fans and just in closing, please?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. I'm so excited for this fight. See you on November 25th.
Great. Thank you, Slava. Thank you. And with that, we'll kick it back to Gail. Gail?
Thank you very much, Eric. And to the media listening and on the line, thank you very much to all of you who've dialed in for the Sergey Kovalev versus Vyacheslav Shabranskyy International Media Conference call. You will receive a transcript of today's call. Please mark your calendars for the media for 2 dates. We will have a media workout taking place on Wednesday, November 15th in Los Angeles. The final news conference will take place on Wednesday, November 22nd in New York at the Garden. Please watch your email inbox for the details on both of these events. This tasty Thanksgiving weekend boxing event will air on HBO's World Championship Boxing Live from the theater at Madison Square Garden on Saturday, November 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. The fight is presented by Main Events and Crusher Promotions in association with Golden Boy Promotions. And your ticket prices range from $50 to $350 and are available online at Ticketmaster.com, at the MSG box office, or the Main Events office. Main Events can be contacted at 973-200-7050 or emailing boxing@mainevents.com. And a final reminder to media, requests for media credentials are due on Friday, November 17th. This concludes today's conference call.
You may all disconnect, and I hope you have a great day.